Hey guys, how's it going today? We are out here with the 2008 KTM Superduke 990, and this is an older machine now, but man, this is a really clean example of it. So I thought we would do a walk around here because there's been a lot of modification done to this bike. So I've got other videos that I've shot as far as first rides and how does this corner up at Wildcat, like a tire, Angel GT tire video on this. But I figured this would give some context. Maybe this one will release first, but I figured this will give some context to what's been done to this bike and kind of what I think about it. Just off the bike here, we'll listen to the Akrapovic, if I'm saying that correctly. Nobody knows how to say that word. No, I'm kidding. We'll listen to the exhaust here. Exhaust sounds great. It's a full system. There's been a lot of stuff done to this bike. So we'll go through it front to back as usual, and we'll talk about this machine. And is this a good value? Is this bike a good value in the used market? Because you can get these really reasonably, and they're a ton of fun. So let's get into it. Alright guys, here we are with the super good looking, in my opinion, 2008 Superduke 990. It says R on here, of course, but this is not an R bike. These are changed panels. I believe there's only about 100 of the actual true R bikes brought into the US back when these were made. Overseas in Europe and in UK, I know I've got quite a few viewers from over there. You guys got more of them, as far as I know. This is, the badging's been changed, but also the front forks have been resprung to be basically the R bike front springs. The rear shock on here, I have an extra rear shock for this, and it's red though. And is this an R rear shock? I'm actually not sure, because my other one that I have the spare is a red one. It's like a rebuilt WP. This is WP suspension. So yeah, this might be all turned into an R bike, or this might be the original rear shock. I'll have to do some more searching online when I go to post this. I'll post the info in the bottom here if I figure out which is which. There is the block off plates there, which this has, so the smog stuff has been removed, and the pipes are also it's a full Acra system. You see the connections there, and then down here, I'll give you a little zoom in here, the underside of the bike. This bike has about 24,000 miles on it. It's pretty clean for the age and the mileage. I said we were gonna go front to back, but we got it started the wrong place here. The front end, speaking of the front end, it is a bit controversial. So some people do not like how the front end of this bike looks. I did wash this bike recently, but apparently it needs to be rewashed again. I think I only rode it once since then. We get a lot of bugs this time of year up here. Yeah, the front is quite controversial. Just because, I don't know, it's like the alien face or something is what they call it, but you know what? This headlight is pretty good. Like, at night, the brights on this are quite good. I enjoy them, and they're pretty good for night riding. Oddly enough, you'd think that, you know, won't be that good because it's an old setup, but I like it. It illuminates things perfectly well. So, the braking situation on this bike is a Brembo system, and it's a 4-piston, and it's a 320 mil rotor, or two 320 mil rotors in this guy. And that's just about as big as the rotors you can get. I think 330 is like the max, unlike the modern Aprilia Tuono high full boat stuff. So pretty good system. The brakes are, the feel at the lever is pretty grabby. These are a pretty good braking system. It's not as good as I have a 15 Tuono too, which will appear on the channel here soon. And those brakes are better. The feel is anyway. But this feels perfectly fine. Initial bite is good. Plenty of stopping power. This bike is pretty light. This bike only weighs like, I think it's like 370 something dry, 380. So wet, you're talking just a little over 400, which is really light for just a motorcycle of this size, you know, of 1000 cc. So this is a, speaking of which, this is a 990. So it's actually a 999 is the actual displacement here. You get your V-Twin. Sounds amazing. We'll hear here in a second. This is the LC8 motor. These are decently well known for their reliability as far as the actual lump, like the actual motor itself. Electronically, some people experience issues with these electronically, but this motor sounds good, runs good. This is 24,000 miles on it. I've had no problems since I've owned it. I put a few miles on it, maybe not quite 1,000, something under that. And the previous owner loved this bike too. He had it for 4 years, and the guy before him tracked it. So this bike has been tracked some, I don't know if it's been tracked hardcore, but you can tell there's been certain things done to it, like adjustments and things made that would be done to a track bike. So you've got a Brembo front master cylinder. Oh, speaking of track bikes, since we're talking about brakes here, this rear brake is not stock. I have a whole box full of parts for this machine with the original rear caliper too. This is a Brembo two-pot situation back here, and the disc I believe is like a 240, something like that, rotor on this. And yeah, the stock one was a single piston, so the previous guy didn't like the feel of that. I think he said it was a bit wooden, so he swapped that out. And let's see, this has a steering dampener right there. And yeah, it's weird on this one. I think the battery's down there on this guy. Kind of a weird setup. Yeah, so anyway, okay, the suspension here is WP front and back, which is the in-house brand, or is owned by KTM as far as I'm aware. It's a fully adjustable situation here. And I did adjust, this is rebound there. And let's see, is it rebound? I think it's, yeah, they're separate forks. So they're not rebound and compression on separate forks like nowadays. These are the old school style. And one of the previous owners marked their preferred settings on here. And this is a CR High Contour Protaper bar in the front, which is not stock. It's extremely wide. It's actually a little too wide from, you know, shoulder to shoulder for me, but that could be changed if someone wanted to change that. I did this is Magura blood in there, did a flush, and well, not a flush, but like replaced all the fluid in the clutch. And the clutch in this is pretty good, but from time to time you need to like burp the master cylinder here, which is I've been finding. It's pretty good right now, but you know, pretty good stiff, feels good and stiff. But there's that little valve right there, and from time to time, if it's not disengaging completely how you'd want it to, let's say at the bottom of the travel, you just burp this like a little boop, and then it's fine. So I have another master, not a master, I have another slave cylinder for this too. That's the clutch slave right there. I have another one for it if it needs to be replaced in the future, but it's okay for now. And we've got RNG Racing double protection here. We got the high and the low protection, which is pretty awesome. This one is 2-post. I love to see 2-post. That's also on the Aprilia. Has a 2-post protection slider, which is really nice because a little more reinforcement. You don't have to worry about like that single post on there possibly bending something, you know, or bending your motor mount or something. So yeah, love to see that. And let's see here, we got the chain on here is in pretty good shape. I could clean it again, but it's perfectly fine. The wheels on here are stock size wheels and tires, so you got 120, 70, 17, you can see right there on that guy. And then on the back here is your stock 180, and by stock I mean sport bike sizes. So these are your normal sport bike sizes. And what is it, 180, 55, 17, something like that. These are Angel GT Pirellis. Not my favorite tire, just being totally honest, but for road use, perfectly fine. You get a lot of miles out of them compared to true sport rubber, and they're sticky enough. I've taken it up to Wildcat. It's plenty fine. Gives pretty good feedback. It doesn't feel like you're stuck to the core of the earth like a true sport tire or something. But hey, if you want to get some mileage out of a bike, those true sport tires ain't giving you that. So it depends on what you're doing. All right, up at the tank here, a couple little scratches and stuff here because the bike does have like 24,000 miles on it. These tech spec pads are awesome. Absolutely recommend these for if you want to grip to the tank and do some more sport type riding. You got your key to take off your seat on top, which is a little different. Otherwise, pretty clean bike. There's a little scratch right here. I do believe the bike was down on this side many moons ago, and I have the original side panels for this too, and you can see like some of the scratching. Not bad, but little scratching right there. Otherwise, everything else has been replaced since then. These are all new here. And little 990 lower fairing down there. That looks pretty cool. The oil, interesting enough, the oil tank on this is like right here. So pretty crazy, pretty weird looking, but such is the KTM stuff. So we should get her started up here, do a key turn. Little sweep of the analog tack, which I always like to see an analog tack. We already had this running, so. right, let's flip the camera around here. All right, so this has had its oil change done recently, and I believe the previous owner, yeah, he also did the valve checks on this, and everything's good. So this bike is good to go. This is a good machine. I really enjoy riding this machine. Now I got that Tuono, so I ride the Tuono more, so I'll probably put this up for sale here at some point. This is the end of the season. It might go up the end of the season, we'll see. But these are affordable, man. If you can find these under $5,000, you are in pretty good shape. If the bike is in good shape and well cared for like this, there's ones that are even in better shape than this, obviously, too, in lower miles. So yeah, I mean, these are a lot of fun, and it's got about I don't think we did the torque specs and the horsepower. It's got 120 horse and about 74 foot-pounds of torque, and this was back in 2008, right? So that's about the same power as like an MT-09 has today. Is it perfect? No, the suspension isn't perfect. The rear has longer travel. It's got like over 6 inches of travel in the rear, which is kind of dirt bike-ish. This kind of feels like you're riding like a giant, it feels like a giant supermoto, kind of. It's like a cross between, what could I say, like an SV650 and a supermoto, but big. Because it's tall too. When you sit on it, you can't really. I can mount up here and see if I can show you what it looks like here. So when I put it up here, I can't flat foot. I mean, it's close, but I'm on my tiptoes, if you can see that, on both sides. So it's not like you're going to flat foot this bike. I'm 5'10", and you're not really going to flat foot this bike, I don't think, unless you're a really tall rider. But the side effect of that is you have a lot of leg room because of the seat to peg distance. You have quite a bit of leg room. So this is a very comfortable bike. The seat's also quite comfortable for me. This is more comfortable than the Tuono for me. So the bar's a little wide, like I said, but otherwise, I think these are a great value in the used market. Getting parts for these, I haven't had to get any parts yet, so that could be the one, what would you say, the one detractor. Could be parts that, getting parts for these, since they're getting a bit older now, but it is an LC8 motor, and they still make the LC8, but now it's a 1290 or a 1390, now it's a 1390 in the Superduke. But yeah, the new 990 is not a V-Twin, it's a parallel twin, the new KTM 990. But okay, so if you guys have one of these, let me know what you think of them. And check out my other videos, my other content on this bike, if it's out yet. Depending when you're watching this, I may have other videos out for the 990. And yeah, I mean, I really like this bike. It's such a value in the used motorcycle market, especially up here in the Midwest in the US. These aren't like super desirable or something, so you can pick them up cheap, especially off season. Man, you can get some deals on these, and these are nice. These are cool road bikes, and you can take them on the track and stuff too. But they're not going to be like the most capable track thing in the world. It's not the sportiest thing in the world. But man, the torque and the pull in the mid-range is, oof, like it makes maximum torque at like 7,000 RPM compared to like, sport bike stuff or other things where you got to go way up in the rev range. This is ripping nice and early. So cool machine. All right, if you guys enjoy this content, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you want to, you don't have to, but I appreciate it. And we will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everybody. Whoop.